Hey guys, I'm Natalie. This is the Least Favorite Podcast, where we talk about relationships, personal growth, and the toxic shit that we see on social media. Let's get into it.
How would you guys react if you saw this therapist out in a social setting?
I would run up to mine and give her a hug. I love her.
Me too.
I'm like obsessed with my therapist. We talk like we're girlfriends.
Come on.
She's like, why are you clapping? Fucking weirdo.
Is it to test the sound?
Yeah, it's fine. No, I don't remember when there was a fly in here.
I think it was last time I was here.
Probably.
Yeah, most likely.
Maybe he's back.
This is the weather. After the whole, I don't even know how many months it's been since you've been on. It's back. You were asking me if I watched it, Inventing Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Did you?
I have like 3 episodes left.
Oh, a
2
lot
or 3.
happens. It's good. I mean, how do you feel about it so far?
I feel like it's unbelievable that people were like duped by her, you know?
She played it really well, though.
She did.
Like, I feel like I would have believed her. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't have been like the did you see the Tinder swindler?
I didn't see it, but I heard, like, I know the premise of it.
Like that, I wouldn't have fallen for. I thought that was ridiculous. You need to watch it. But Inventing Anna, like, she dressed the part.
Yeah.
She seemed like she was very cultured and knew like how to behave in like an upscale way. And I just feel like I would have believed her. The most wildest part was the scene when she went back on the... Wait, did you see that episode when she goes back on the boat after staying with them? And then the lady like calls her like, you're still on the fucking boat? Like, get off the boat.
Right.
They had all said bye to each other. And she went right back. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Psycho.
Right.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But, it was just strange.
It's good though. You're gonna like the way it ends. It's pretty good. So speaking of Inventing Anna, we had a question that came up in the show. So one of the ladies, actually the lady with the boat, she was in the kitchen and the reporter had went and was like, oh, it smells so good in here. I guess she was cooking. And so the lady was like, yeah, you know, up until I was 25, I had never touched anything in my kitchen. Every time I wanted anything, someone was there to give it to me. And I think the reporter was like, said something like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, no, I think it's embarrassing not to be able to take care of yourself. And so it reminded me of you a little bit because when I met you, you were like, I'm going to live on my own. I'm graduating. I'm going to have my own apartment. I don't really know how to cook or clean because I had someone do those things for me. And once you dropped the word au pair, I was like, oh, this bitch is privileged. But I do want to say though, you can take care of even if you don't know how to cook and clean, I think you can still take care of yourself in other ways. But I do understand just that sense of like wanting to be self-sufficient and be able to do those things on your own. So like, I wanted you to tell me a little bit, like, how did you feel growing up? Like, did you notice that it was like different, like from maybe your friends who didn't have that? Or did you, like, how much did it really affect you now, I guess?
Well, that's a good question. I feel like, I was definitely different from my friends and they thought it was strange. It's funny because in South America, like, no one really cares. Like, everyone has like a housekeeper, au pair type person. But here, not so much. I feel like I agree with the woman from Inventing Anna. Like, it is embarrassing because my au pair was kind of controlling. So we would want to like make brownies in the oven. No, you can't touch the oven. No, you can't touch the stove. No, you're not allowed to do laundry. You're like, I don't know, you're going to ruin the laundry. You can't do anything. So it was like, it wasn't like I didn't want to, but she was just so controlling. Yeah. And she was, I'm not going to give you my life story or her life story, but she was like my grandmother's sister's best friend and ended up staying with us for many years. As we grew up and we were teenagers and we still like couldn't bake brownies without her being like, no, I'm doing it for you.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it was so annoying.
Like, that's part of being young and like you're experimenting, you're making shit with your friend. Yeah, like,
exactly. So, and like the first time I ever did a load of laundry was in college. Like, my best friend Erin taught me how to do laundry.
God.
But that's embarrassing.
Like, what did Erin say?
She was like, okay, you have
Like,
to
was she mean
separate-
about it?
Oh no, she wasn't
Okay.
mean about it, but she was like, okay, you have to separate the clothes.
Yeah.
You have to make sure it's on the right setting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get you some detergent. There's some softener.
Yeah.
Like some dryer sheets.
Wow.
Like, ultimately, I'm fine now. You know, I live by myself. I pay all my bills. I cook, clean. I do everything with no issue. But I kind of wish I had learned.
Yeah.
And well, you taught me how to clean everything spotless. So.
Yes, I can say when I went to your apartment, I was like, yes, go Gabby. You know what? No, for real. But you know what? Because when you told me that, I was like, oh no, like I have to teach this girl. Because
and I loved it.
Yeah, and we had so much fun. We would clean our dorm bathroom together. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had good times.
Y'all listening to merengue or bachata?
No, we would just be talking shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
Saturday mornings, just cleaning the
Shit.
apartment, talking
Yeah,
shit.
just talking shit nice and early.
But there's so many kids that go to college and they learn all that stuff for the first time anyway. So you weren't.
Yeah,
really
I don't
any
think you were
different.
alone on
I
that.
don't think you were like
Yeah.
super different because of that. Most kids don't know. Their parents may do it from not just like au pair, so they don't know how to cook or clean.
Yeah, like for me, my mom, oh my God, my mom taught me how to do laundry and clean the bathroom when I was 12. I feel like that's child labor. I fucking hated it. I hated it. Like, what 12-year-old wants to do that? And then cooking, I was like 15. She would make me like watch her cook, and then, or sometimes she'll like make me do it and tell me what to do. So yeah, so like by the time I got to school, I was like, all right, I can do this. Like, this is nothing, it's whatever. But it was nice doing it. Like, I will say, like, when you do things on your own and you're taking, like, even laundry, it's something empowering. It's like, oh, I'm a fucking adult. Like, I can do this shit. Yeah, and I'm not fucking it up. I can do it. I'm capable. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I loved the fact that I could be independent and be an adult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though it seems like something small, but it is empowering.
Yeah, it is. So with that, go ahead. Yeah.
Did you ever date anyone that like judged you for not being able to cook or anything like that before then? Or they look at you like, wait, you don't do like what quote unquote women should be doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Did anyone ever like look at you like and judge you for that?
Not really. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have money, so I could order takeout.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not
No, but I
rich or
barely
anything.
cook now either. Because when you live alone, it's like, I'm not going to make an elaborate meal. I don't care. I'll just order some shit and that's it.
Right.
But I think Gabby at the time, when did I meet you? How old were you? 23? 24?
22.
22. So she wasn't even heavy in the dating game. Like,
Right.
where someone's expecting you to take that role. Like, you were all students. You were all getting it together. Right. So it's like, yeah, no. Okay, so getting your shit together, right? So part of being an adult is having it together. But do you feel like there is this inherent pressure that we have in order to get our shit together?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's like a rush to get things together. Like, by the time I turn X, like 25 or 30 or 35, whatever, like I need to have my entire life together. I need to be settled down, have kids, steady job with a great income. But like, life doesn't really work that way.
No.
I feel like one of my favorite quotes, it's kind of cheesy, but you find your path by walking it.
Yeah. No, that's not cheesy at all. I love that. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite quotes. And I feel like when it's meant to happen, it will, and things will fall into place. But I don't think that things are going to fall into place immediately all at once.
Yeah.
It just happens over time. But I mean, especially with social media, like everyone seems like they have everything together, but you choose what to post.
Of course.
You choose to post the most positive, aspects of your life. You're not posting about like, oh, I have depression. Oh, I was in the hospital. Oh, I'm like dealing with all this stuff. Like, and you end up comparing yourself to other people all the time, like 24/7.
Yeah. I feel like it's also been, well, for me, like my parents were very like, okay, go to school. You're going to be successful. Then you're going to meet someone. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids. That's like the layout. That's the blueprint. And it's just like that pressure always had me feeling like I had to have things figured out. right then and there. But it's like at 20 years old, what the fuck do you know? You don't know shit. And you're still learning so much, and you're still trying to plan and be this adult that has everything together when there's so many like fuck ups that you need to go through to get to that point. There's so many mistakes you need to like learn from. So it's just like, I don't know. Now I feel like I'm approaching 30 and it's like, yeah, I got it together, but I still feel like you never stop trying to figure things out. Always, even if it's not professionally, it could be like emotionally too. Getting your mind right, your heart right, your like past like triggers are coming up and past traumas are coming up, and you're like, oh, so on top of the fact that I need to handle like my finances, there's also a lot of shit going on in my head that I need to take care of. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Do you feel pressure to have your shit together, Anthony?
No, I don't.
Did you ever?
No.
Because I feel like men feel it more. Maybe I'm bugging.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I do say when I dated one of my ex-girlfriends, maybe she felt like I didn't have things together. But if she was putting the pressure, trying to apply pressure, but me, I'm like, yo, I'm good with what the hell I'm doing and where I'm at. So maybe I felt pressure just from her, but that's just her trying to be overbearing and controlling.
Yeah.
But I never felt pressure. I mean, at certain points, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to move. But that's just like normal. Like as you become an adult, you just want to get on your own, do your own stuff. But never felt pressure from anyone. Yeah,
I think it's just like a lot of unlearning now. Like asking myself, like, well, like before it was like my parents would say, get married, have kids. Then I had to sit and be like, but is that even something that I even want? Like I was told that I want this career and I need those degrees and I needed to pursue that and be in this type of relationship and want this for my future. But did anyone ask me if that's what I wanted? You know what I mean? And that's the part that now I'm just like, before, and like if anything pops up or if someone tells me I should do something, I think like, is this something I even want? Because who gives a fuck what they want from me? They're not living my life. Like, so yeah, no. Yeah, I don't get too caught up in that.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. And I feel like my whole life I've just been checking boxes. And now I'm kind of asking myself, how did I get here? Yeah. Like, why did I do all of these things? Yeah. Like, is this really me? And I feel like, I guess that's just a part of discovering yourself more as an adult versus your parents or friends or whatever, like projecting their wants. Yeah. What for you to do.
Yeah. And I think when you're young too, having a structure allows you to kind of maybe, well, for me, knowing like, okay, I'm in school for this, I'm going to get a degree, I'm going to get a job. I was able to like have a little more fun knowing that like things were taken care of. Even if I didn't really want it, it's like, okay, it's secure. So I can experiment with other things and enjoy myself. For me, it would have been scary to not be doing anything and then just living my life wildly with no direction. I feel like, I don't know where I would be now.
I have the complete opposite of you because that was me. I had never checked no boxes. I had no 5-year plan. I had no goals or any of that type of stuff. I just lived my life.
Like, and you enjoyed it.
And
like you were
every
free.
Moment, every day I woke up, it was just the happiest day for me. So like I had no care in the world, never worried about anything. I just wake up and just was the person who I wanted to be. Yeah. So I never had that pressure of like my mom or my dad wanted me to do this, go to school and get this done or all that stuff. It was like, yo, whatever you want to do, just be happy. That's it. So I never had any of that pressure. So yeah. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am now. I'm super carefree, super nonchalant.
No, yeah, but that's great. Because I feel like just deep down, you just know that things will work out.
Yeah, because it does. That's it. Yeah. Everything always works out, you know? Yeah. Especially if you wake up tomorrow, it worked out.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You know, that's you still have another opportunity to, I don't know, to whatever you did wrong yesterday, you still have an opportunity to make it right tomorrow. So it's like, yeah. That's why I've never stressed on anything. Like rules, benchmarks at work and all that stuff, I don't pay any attention to that shit. I just do what I'm going to do because
it just stresses people out.
It stresses people out.
It really does.
I don't care. Like, it's like, yo, it's going to get done. So why am I going to put this added pressure on myself? Yeah. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. It's going to get done. And everyone's going to be happy at the end of the day.
Are you more like him or more like me?
Oh, absolutely more like you. Yeah. I'm like anxiety forever.
That should be on a shirt. Yeah, I love that merch. We got to make that.
Oh my gosh.
Anxiety forever.
There's a meme of like a text, and it's like, oh, hey, you have Anxiety Prime? I mean, Amazon Prime. He's like, oh, I have both.
I like that. That's cute. No, yeah, anxiety forever. So knowing that it was like and it's also like having a response to someone. Like when they ask you, oh, so what are you doing? You have an answer ready. That feels good. Mm-hmm. It does. Like, I know it shouldn't maybe, but like I feel good having something to say. And then I can say, and I started a podcast. I'm pursuing other things. That's just me.
So, all right. So then if someone were to ask you and you weren't doing anything, you feel like you were a disappointment to yourself then?
Yeah. Yeah. Like when people would ask me like I had graduated, but then I took 2 years off from school. So I was just working, and they would ask, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a Costco supervisor. But like, I wasn't proud to say it.
I'm a supervisor.
I was just like, I don't really want to tell this person I'm doing that, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. But it was like, for me, like in general though, if I didn't pursue that career, I would have always wanted to be successful. And to me, successful is like doing something, not just like kind of hanging out all the time at home, still living with my parents. Like, it's standing on my own. And in order to stand on my own, I need money. Like, realistically, whether it's my passion or not, I need to pay my bills because I don't want to go back to living with my parents. So I want to have something and do something and stand on my own comfortably. And that's important to me. So anything else to say about that, guys? Yes? No? I
could probably go on for days, but not.
I wanted to get into the TikTok video that Gabby had sent me. Hopefully. Oh, wait. Let me see if we can hear it. These headphones.
Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this, but peace feels like boredom to people that grew up in chaos. Let that sink in.
All right. So I wanted you to go first. Because you sent it to me and you said you really resonated it.
Feels like what? Peace?
Peace is boredom.
Peace feels like boredom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
To someone who grew up in chaos.
Okay. I can see that.
I feel like, well, I mean, similar to what I was saying with like always having to check the boxes. I feel like I've always been going at 100% like my entire life. And now I feel like I'm at a stopping point and I'm like, oh, I have to keep going. But maybe like, why do I feel that way? I'm like, oh, I'm bored. But am I actually bored or am I at peace? Mm-hmm. I finally have time to myself. And now I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, the options are open. Like, what do I do? I'm at peace. I live by myself. I can do whatever I want. But that's almost a little scary. Like, the chaos is something you grew up in and it's normal.
Yeah.
And now you're like, I need a little chaos. Maybe that sounds toxic.
No, I literally, you spoke to my soul because I am that. I always felt like I am insatiable. Like, I'm never satisfied. It's like always, what's next? What am I going to do next? And it's just like, you're right. Like, why can't we just chill?
Yeah.
And just enjoy the moment? I mean, I'm working on it now in therapy, being more present, of course. Therapy twins. Yeah. Like, no, being more present in the moment and not getting so caught up in, okay, what's next? What am I going to do tomorrow or next week? Like, yo, just chill. It'll work out. But yeah, I very much feel like that's a big reason why a lot of people got depressed during the shutdown, quarantine, because it's like, oh, I can't do shit. I am still now and I have to sit here, but I want the chaos. I miss the chaos as much as I was complaining about it before. Yeah. I mean, it worked for me. I was,
see, I would say what type of chaos though? Because growing up the way I did in the hood, seeing shit that I saw at a young age.
Yeah.
Having everything come to a standstill was great. Cause like I was just talking to someone like earlier today and I was telling, cause she's a substance abuse counselor, and I was telling her like, yo, when I was like maybe like 10 years old, I walked into the house with one of my friend's house, and like his pops was like had a big tray of coke, just cutting up coke.
Oh my God.
I found like I seen like heroin addicts shoot up heroin around me, like as a kid. Like I grew up seeing like all these type of things. So it's like that's chaos.
That's chaos. That's your chaos.
So
yeah.
when we say chaos, well, when I don't see that and I'm just chilling, like, okay, now this is good. This feels normal and peaceful. It's like I don't need to see all that craziness anymore.
No, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So what kind of chaos do we mean? It's just chaos like you just have like a hectic work schedule? Or it's like you're constantly trying to check those boxes? Or was your life just like chaotic where you saw like a lot of shit that maybe you shouldn't have been exposed to at such a young age?
Well, I think
like
for us, we're talking about checking the boxes, right?
Yeah, that's
unless there's other, because I do know what you're saying though.
Mm-hmm.
But even in those situations, there are people where if that's all they know, that is their comfort. So they will still retreat back to that, or they'll create situations that are chaotic because that's their what's the word? Oh man, I can't think of the word. That's their normal. Perfect. So even in that, like maybe someone like you wouldn't want that, so you want the peace. But there are people who even in peace, it's uncomfortable for them because they don't know peace. They can't sit in peace. Peace is like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't trust it.
So it's not chaos more in their surroundings, chaos in their mind.
I would say both. I mean, chaos in my mind and like, I mean, I think everyone grows up with family issues.
Even minor, it's always something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think everyone has a different kind of chaos, whether it's your mind, your surroundings, or I don't know.
Yeah. I think because then you know all these people who are like, I'm going to say like Buddhist monks, right? Super peaceful. You don't see them for the most part craving chaos. And then you have to think, well, why is that? What kind of enlightenment do they have that they've reached a level where peace is so gratifying? Because I want to be that way. And I think it is mindfulness and meditation. Do you meditate?
I don't, but people have recommended it to me.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I've been slacking. I probably am down to like once a week now, but I would do it like every night before. And it was helpful. So you should try it. Yeah.
I just know that past 2 years with the pandemic was great. Crazy, like it was like one of the best years of my life. Though
What?
I loved every moment of it.
I hated it.
I did love it.
In what sense?
Yeah.
The world just slowed down, and it's just like I don't know. I enjoyed the peacefulness of that, where it was just like everything slowed down. Like what people, like the little shit that people would care about that they would always get annoyed over. Like people get pissed off at the littlest things, but then those little things didn't bother them anymore. So then it just didn't get like pushed onto like say me and shit. So it's like, yeah, I didn't have to deal with all of those little problems because like I said before in the last episode, I have a problem where people go through something small and I'm like, yo, just get over it. That year taught people to just get over those little things kind of thing. Because like those little things that bother them, they really didn't bother them at that time. So they learned to just live with it or move and deal with it. And just sitting home alone just was just like cool. Like it just was like, damn, like I needed this for myself too. And it felt good. So I didn't feel trapped. Yeah. It was just weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt good. But
I think also you were still working at the time.
I was. That helped.
That helped because you still got to go out and interact with humans.
Correct. Even on the days off, I still would go out and do things too. Okay. I was going on walks all the time by myself. Yeah. Just not talk to myself, but like.
No, yeah, be with your thoughts.
All the time. So that was great. Like that was great for me. So I don't know. For me, it was good. It was a blessing. Okay. I enjoyed it.
So it's just different perspective then. But yeah.
But I am my only child too, so you know, I've learned to sit with myself
so many different circumstances. Because I know people who were just home all day, they would not like. I would not agree with you. Like working from home and then staying home all day was fucking depressing. I hated it, and that's what led me to seek therapy. Honestly, like seriously. And I wanted to talk about that too because I wanted to mention therapy and talk about it on this episode. And I had a thought yesterday. Because this is my second time. This is my second therapist. So the first time was like the summer of 2020. I started working with someone. But I wasn't really getting all the benefits from it because I don't think I fully knew what was wrong with me, what was making me so depressed. And then I wasn't even ready to face it and I wasn't being honest in the sessions. I was still like, I feel like it was very performative, and I was like giving her like superficial shit that was bothering me, but I really didn't know what was the deep shit, basically. So this time around, I'm so like transparent with my therapist, and I'm like writing notes of things that we can talk about, and it's been such an amazing experience. And I'm like, damn, I wish more people would go. Yeah. Like, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Like, you're in therapy too, and so how do you feel about your experience so far?
So it's been great. I'm smiling, not because I'm like happy that you're going through stuff.
Oh no, we're good.
Like, I also saw a therapist. I saw a therapist, like, my first one was in 2011. One of my high school friends had passed away. Wow. And like, that was obviously very sad. But also it was like, I didn't really understand, like, aside from my friend passing away, like, I didn't understand what else was wrong with me. And I wasn't being honest. And I feel like if you're not honest with your therapist, then nothing will get done. Yeah. Because they're not going to fix your problems. Yeah. You have to do the work. And it's painful. Honestly, it's painful. It's like, painful. You reflect and you're like, oh, maybe I don't like that part about myself. And how do we change it? How do we like work on something that has been my normal for 26 years? Yeah. And I feel like it made me, I mean, the second time around, I went because of my breakup and a bunch of other stuff. But I just felt like I needed extra unbiased support. Yeah. And you don't need to see a therapist when you're having a meltdown, you know, like you can see them when you're doing okay. Yeah. You know,
that's a great point.
It like, I went because it had been building up and I felt like I was going to have a meltdown if I didn't talk to someone. Yeah. But now that I'm doing okay, it's still helpful and you're still working in the background. But yeah, you learn a lot about yourself. You dissect why you are the way you are. I realized a lot of maybe childhood traumas that I didn't think impacted me so much. But yeah, it's been really helpful and it's made me feel more confident about myself.
I think the problem with it is that people, they just think that like you're just gonna sit in front of this person and they're just gonna fix you. Like they're just gonna like wave a wand over you and like you're healed and you're this enlightened person, and it's like, no. Like if anything, my therapist will just sit there and wait for me to talk. And she's like, okay, so tell me what's up. And then I'm like, okay, so I just go off. But it's like, it's a collaborative effort. But she can't do her job if I don't do my job and give her like the material. But I think it's like a deeper level with that where people just, I don't think people are very self-aware. They don't even know what bothers them really. They just know that they react to things and they're angry and they get upset. And it's like, okay, but why? Like, did you ever stop to think of why you're like that and try to process it so you stop that behavior? People, a lot of them, they don't get it. And we had just spoken about that in another episode, how like people would just say, well, this is just the way I am. And that's it. But yeah, I don't know.
Why do you guys feel more comfortable speaking to a therapist? Like, what is it about a therapist that makes you feel most comfortable? And
it's the fact that they don't know me. Okay. It's like they don't know me. After this session, it's not like we're gonna get drinks or, you know, hang out. She's not gonna go see my friends and tell them what we talked about. So I feel like, you know, for me, one of my issues is I like to people please, and I don't like to disappoint people. Well, obviously, because I like to people please. But so if I do anything and there's even a glimmer that someone is judging me or thinks less of me, it's like, oh, maybe I should have kept that in. And I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have shared it. And I get like people who love and care for you will be there for you and they'll listen and hopefully they won't judge you. But I think it's just easier to talk to a stranger sometimes. You can be completely vulnerable and admit things that you never would admit to anyone else.
So that's what I was going to ask. Do you feel like you can tell this person like the biggest secret that you have as opposed to like your best friend, closest person?
Yeah. Because also I see it too, like this person is a professional. So they they're really not gonna judge me. They're not gonna tell anyone. Not only that, but like they'll know what to tell me to fix it or give me a strategy. I can't guarantee that my friend is gonna do that or if she's equipped with that. And sometimes you just don't even want to burden people with your shit. Like sometimes you just wanna, you respect that other people are going through their own issues and you don't want to put your things onto them. So I don't know. That's why.
I mean, I think you really hit the nail on the head. Your answer at its core is that we don't feel judged.
Yes.
And they're an unbiased opinion, and they're there to they're literally paid to listen to you. So if you don't, I also don't want to burden people with my issues. So for me, it's a really good outlet, and then I come out of each session maybe a better person, a better listener, a better friend.
Yes.
So I can also take the tools she gave to me and also give to either my family, my friends, I don't know, whoever asks me for advice.
Yeah, definitely. So. Yeah, I love that.
All right, this is lighthearted, I guess,
okay.
But based off of this, how would you guys react if you saw this therapist out in a social setting?
I would run up to mine and give her a hug. I love her.
Me too.
I'm like obsessed with my therapist. We talk like we're girlfriends.
So that's would you be like, oh, let's have a drink? Or how would you try to interact with this person?
Mean, now, are we allowed?
I mean, no, technically.
If we were,
what I said,
would you?
Like, no, if you saw them out, you didn't make plans to meet up. What I'm saying is, like, if you saw them out, now you're with like your social circle, and then you see this person. Now you done told her everything that's bothering you. She knows your whole life.
Yeah.
Now maybe you're with like your best friend who you done talked about with her, or the person that you're with dating, maybe your mom. All these people that had this traumatic impact on you, and now you see this person. You like her a lot as a person, but it's like, are you like, come in, join this, and now maybe she's thinking like,
no, I would because you know what? There's HIPAA laws if she violates that shit, right?
Yeah.
But no, I definitely would love if she like sat with us and had a drink with us. I don't know if she would. She might not be comfortable, but I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've sent her pictures of like me and my friends or me and my family, like people who I've talked to, and she honestly said like, I love that I can put a face to a name.
Oh, that's nice.
And my therapist lives in Oklahoma, so like the chances of me seeing her here in New York are zero.
Mine lives in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So it's pretty high.
So the chances are a little higher. But I would definitely run up to her and give her a hug. Like she has sent me pictures of her kids. Like, okay, I won't talk to you next week, but like here we are on a road trip.
That's so
like,
nice.
I don't know. I feel like we're friends.
Yeah, that's nice. And I like that. I want to feel that level of comfort with a therapist. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm telling you all these personal things. Right. So yeah, I wouldn't mind.
So then 2 follow-ups.
Okay.
If your therapist lived in Brooklyn, would you feel as comfortable? And if yours lived in Oklahoma, would you feel as comfortable? It's like, there's the distance, like someone that maybe you have no chance of ever meeting, and you have someone that's maybe more relatable to you since she's a New Yorker as well. Yeah. Do you feel like if it was vice versa, you would feel as comfortable? Like if it was someone that, maybe this person's not, she's like out, like didn't grow up how I grew up, or doesn't live the way I live.
Probably not as warm, I feel like, because I feel like that was a problem with my other therapist. Like she lived in another state and she was older, so it felt like I was talking to like a mom.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as comfortable. This one is like in her 30s. She's chill, like, yeah. So yeah, I think it would be different.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, mine is a bit old. She's like, I think she's in her like late 30s.
But also, didn't you have like a 50-year-old friend or something in grad school? Like an older lady.
Oh yes, she's 62 now.
See, and you were like, you guys
we
were friends. Yeah,
I get along with
everyone
honestly. But I was honestly worried that we wouldn't have a lot in common. But I feel like our personalities are very similar, so I would still embrace her just as much, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
How important is it for someone to switch therapists if they don't feel comfortable with the person they're with, like immediately? Or is there like, if you see this person for the first time, should you like, you know what? I feel a little off. I don't feel like a connection. I can really open this person. Should this person like immediately seek someone else?
Yeah. I mean, my therapist did. She was like, listen, after our first meeting, she was like, listen, after today, if you want to go and get a new therapist, I completely understand. I won't take it personally because I don't think that you should settle. Like, it's okay to therapist shop and find someone that clicks with you. Yeah. If you don't click with the therapist, you're not going to be comfortable and you're not going to open up. And then it's like a waste. Right. You know what I mean? You're not getting what you really need to get out of it. So I definitely think it's immediately, if it's not clicking, if it's not instant, it's like apartment shopping. Like my mother told me, when you walk in the apartment, you should feel like you're falling in love. And that's when you know that you found the apartment for you. And she was right. Like, you can't settle. It has to be right.
Yeah.
So no.
I definitely agree. I feel like, so I found my therapist through like an online platform. And you can do a little intro and then they'll match you according to the therapist's what's it called? It's
like eHarmony for therapy.
Right. They'll match you with the
That's
specialist therapy. I mean the therapist's specialty. So I was like, okay, I'm having relationship problems, I'm having a problem with my friend, and I'm having a problem with my family member. So it's really like relationships. Sometimes people obviously have like a broad spectrum of issues.
Oh, I see.
But she is like specifically trained in that.
And relationships. Okay.
So I think they did a really good job matching me.
Yeah.
However, if my therapist didn't have that specialty, I'd probably leave and seek out someone who could actually like help me.
Yeah. So, Good. Did you have another one? Because you said like you were ready with questions.
Those are all just top of the head. Freestyle.
The only thing I will say is just like just to wrap that point up, like really, if you are going to go to therapy, really commit to it. Really make the most out of it. Like yesterday I was going to cancel because I was like, you know what? I don't even really have anything to say. Things have been great. Like I can miss a session. But then one, it was too late because you have to do it within 24 hours or else you get charged. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do that. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to honor it. And it's only like a $10 copay, so it's not a big deal. But I'm like, I'm going to honor my commitment to myself. I said I was going to take this process seriously. So I took my notebook out and I started jotting. And I didn't realize like one thought led to another. And I was like, wow, things were really bothering me. And it's interesting thinking that how many people don't even do that. How many people have things that are bothering them that they don't even realize is bothering them because they haven't taken that time to maybe journal or even like ask themselves, well, why am I so angry? Or why am I crying all the time? So those people need it the most. And if like this inspires anybody who was thinking about going to therapy, like please do so. Do not wait any longer because once things fester in you, like it can lead to so many other issues down the line. So whew. All right, let's just give ourselves a little bit of everything.
I wouldn't give gunshots after a therapy session. Round of applause is more appropriate, but hey.
Listen, that's my hype sound. Leave it alone. All right, so I wanted to get into our Talk Your Shit segment. So this segment, I don't know if you guys want me, well, let me ask the question. So I wanted to know, what's one thing you learned from your past relationships that you still hold dear to you, like you still follow? And I have a whole bunch of, I posed this question on my Instagram and I had a lot of people respond. Do you guys want me to read the responses first? Or do you want to just answer first?
I'll answer first.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I have two things. I wrote it down.
Yes, go ahead.
So one is take the way people treat you at face value. So just because you think they have a good heart doesn't mean you should stick around and wait for them to change the way they treat you. And the second one is the red flags at the beginning are probably what's going to cause your breakup. So please
that's
watch out
a good
for those
one.
red flags.
That is a fucking good one. I wanted to read a few of them. So someone told me patience, to love myself first no matter what, and always trust my gut. That was a good one. To stay single.
Yikes.
That's terrible. And then I got this interesting one, to be like water.
It's a Bruce Lee quote.
Yeah. So I asked him to explain, and that's what he said. It's a Bruce Lee quote. So basically, but the overall message was how to compromise.
I think that's important.
Yeah. So another one said to never settle for a love that is mediocre. If you desire more, then you deserve more. To love myself first, to never settle, and not to play with people's emotions and expect no consequences. That's deep.
That is deep.
So I said patience.
Yeah.
I said patience. So
yeah, that was you.
it was me. I said patience.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, you have to be patient with the person you're with because they're gonna go through things. And patience, and like you just gotta be able to understand, like, yo, this person is not going to see things like you.
Yeah.
Just be there for that person. Don't be so quick to react or be emotional and judge them based off of whatever. Just be patient. Just allow them to go through their process. So that's what I mean by like patience.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I got an interesting one. I want to actually know what you guys think about this one. The person who cares less in the relationship has the upper hand. Do you agree? That sounds a little toxic.
That does sound a little
It is, but it can be. Yes, because if we're in a relationship, you love me more than I do, and you go like overboard with just the things that you do. Like I can say, like if I'm going out, it's Friday night and I want to go out with my friends, you might feel like, oh no, I want to do something with me, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't want to be with you.
You want to be with your friends.
With my friends, yo, I'll just talk to you when I talk to you. I'll see
Yeah.
when I talk to you. So I'm gonna just do what I want to do. You're not gonna give me any I don't want to say discipline, but you're not gonna give me
consequences.
yes,
Maybe?
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be any consequences for my action, so I can just keep doing like it'll be more nonstop. But you're just gonna keep caring, and you're gonna keep coming back,
Right.
keep coming back,
Yeah.
without any consequences. And I'm just like whatever.
But you know what? That's a good point to bring up because I feel like there's a deeper rooted issue there when you crave someone who mistreats you like that. And maybe when Wildy comes on, I can ask her about that, like why we do that. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like that could be a point. So how I was gonna answer this is, okay. So from one of my relationships, it was not to settle. I felt like in that relationship, I was gonna be expected to like stay home, like be the housewife, not do much, and then be a stepmom at the same time because he had a child. And I was like 19, 20 years old. I was not ready for that. I did not want that for my life. So yeah, definitely for that one, not to settle. From my most recent relationship, I just learned how to love myself and choose me and respect myself and not allow anybody to mistreat me or disrespect me. That was like the main thing. And then from one of my relationships, I learned a positive thing, which was not to give a fuck about what people think about me and just follow my heart, do what makes me happy. And yeah.
That guy sounds amazing, by the way.
Yeah, he was awesome. And speaking of him, because we don't have any more topics, did you have any other thing? Because I do have an announcement that I want to make.
Oh wait, but so all right. So with elaborate. So like
Yeah.
when you say like how to love yourself and choose you, right?
Yeah.
Is it like because you felt like you were putting this other person first in your relationship?
Yeah, of course.
And it just constantly. What did you learn about yourself? How did it make you feel as a person when you like did that? Like, you know what I mean? Did it make you just feel like less of a person? Did you feel like
In
you
the
weren't
beginning-
as free mentally?
Okay. So in the beginning, I felt like I was doing the right thing by putting his needs first. I felt like I was being selfless and compassionate and understanding. But it was like, okay, I'm being all these things because it seems like that's what you need. But while I'm trying to understand you, you're still beating me down. You're still mistreating me. So it's like, what do you really want from me? Because it's like, it seems like you want me to also meet you at that level of frustration and stress and anger, and you want us to like fight each other all the time. But then if I do that, that would be a problem too. But then when I'm being compassionate and empathetic, it's still a problem. So it was just like, I just started feeling depleted and drained. And I felt like I wasn't doing the things that I wanted to do because I was walking on eggshells. And
I feel like you can start to feel frustrated and maybe resentful.
yes, that's what was definitely happening to me to a point though. But then I wasn't strong enough to leave yet. I feel like I was still feeling like, oh, like things can be different here if I just continue, you know, being supportive. And then I remember, oh my God, this just got mad deep. But I remember I was journaling a lot during the time, and I was like, I talk to God when I journal. And I remember just asking God for like, give me the strength. Like, I need to do this. I need to choose me. I need to love me. And then I just did it. Like, when I stopped talking to that person, I have not looked back. Like, he tried to contact me. I did not answer. I was just like, no. And I felt good. It's like, I love myself. Like, I don't have to deal with this shit. So
you said, fuck what he thought, and you chose what was going to make you happy.
Yeah, basically.
That's good. And
way to wrap that up. Yeah.
So I was going to ask Gabby, since in the beginning you saw the red flags that was just not there. So how did you allow yourself, but was it more green flags that made you ignore the red flags when in a situation like that? Because obviously it's not all just red flags. Was it like green that was just like, you know what? I can at least see myself trying to work with these red flags, and the flags back.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So is that something that's like, all right, yes, there are red flags, but the green kind of outweighed it.
Right. I feel like at the beginning of that relationship, the green flags outweighed the red flags. But then as I was thinking more long term, I just knew that was something we couldn't get past.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I really try to make it work.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just can't. And
you know what? Trying to make it work, I feel like it makes it easier to leave. Because when it's time to make the decision to leave, you can be like, well, you know what? I did everything I could. Yeah. I know I gave it my all, so I can walk away in peace and know that I didn't give up or I didn't half-ass it. So it's not always a bad thing to like give it your all and keep trying.
Yeah. That's something similar to what you were saying in the past couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like women are always they'll hang on until like the last thread. They will try so hard.
We try so hard.
At least we gave it our best shot.
And that's it. That's all we can do.
And another thing you said was, take the way people treat you at face value. Just because you think they have a good heart doesn't mean you should wait around to use it or to see it. To see it, right? I said this on an episode before. Trust who people show you they are. Or believe when people show you who they are.
Yeah.
So don't. If someone's showing that you're an asshole, they're an asshole. They're an asshole. Don't try to fucking.
But you see, I could have used that with you. You were an asshole, Anthony. You were self-proclaimed. You would be like, yeah, I'm an asshole. You would say it all the time. That was different.
I would say it, but I'm not.
Okay, so you were just talking shit.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but now when I'm with someone.
No, yeah, if they show you, that's true. That's true. You have a point. Yeah.
I mean, I really resonated when you said it on that episode.
Yeah,
you gotta trust. People are gonna show you who they are. Believe it. Yeah. Believe them.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Fuck that they got a good heart shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. No, for real, fuck that shit. Because they probably don't. So just to wrap up, I did want to make an announcement. So I have officially decided... This is so dumb. That the cameraman and producer and engineer, video editor is my official co-host as well.
Thank you. I didn't know.
So I'm making this announcement because it was like, okay, I have rotating guests all the time, but I'm like, I don't want this to just be a chick podcast. I always wanted another guy. So I'm like, I need another guy. And I'm thinking. I'm like, but there's been a guy in front of me the whole fucking time who's a great speaker, asks the best questions. So you are officially my co-host. So welcome to the Least Favorite Podcast with Natalie and Anthony.
Breaking news to me.
I don't know if you wanted that job, but you got it. You're hired. And we're done. This was good, guys. Yay.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Like always, please share, like, subscribe. Have these conversations with your friends, your family, your partner. Like, the whole point is to get you guys thinking and talking about these things. So, and let us know what you think. That's it.
You heard?
Bye, guys.
Yeah.